All right, fellas. Today we got a video topic. We are going to talk about why the body is the fit, right? Why your body is the fit. Now, the thing is, a good body can make cheap clothes look expensive as hell, right? And a bad body can make some Louis Vuitton, can make some Balenciaga look like cheap shit. That's just the reality of it, man. And the thing is, when it comes to inspiring, when it comes to inspiring, you can talk, right? You can say stuff, right? But nothing inspires people like a good physique, right? Like straight up. I remember my brother, right? Like I said, my older brother in high school, he used to inspire a lot of people, right? And then I remember he got out of shape and he seen me and I was locked in and he got fucking inspired and I didn't have to say anything. I didn't have to say, hey, get in shape, bro, get in shape. He just looked at me. He's like, God damn, this nigga looks fucking lean as shit, shoulder waist ratio. He didn't look like that before. He's clearly putting the work in, right? That shit inspired him off rip. When people come up to me in the gym or when someone says, hey, man, I saw you, man. Saw you in the gym, man. You keep me inspired. It's because of the work I put in, and that's what the physique represents. I'm not going up to people and telling them, "Hey, am I inspiring you? Can I inspire you?" No, right? Words can only do so much. All right. When it comes to when it comes to inspiration in general, like I say this a lot for people who are personal trainers. I know a lot of you guys want to be online trainers. Like I said, I'll be discussing that in the Discord. But the first thing off fucking rip is gonna be you got to be in shape. All right. At least have abs or some shit. All right. You got to have something going for you. You got to have shoulder waist ratio or something that inspires people. Literally. Because best believe you can say whatever you want to. You can say you have certain knowledge, but you're not going to get people to move and do what they need to do until you lock in and you actually, commit to yourself and become the leanest version of yourself. All right. Like the thing is, clothes clothes sit on your body different when you're lean. All right. It's not the clothes that determine, you know, what your body looks like. It's literally your body that determines what the clothes look like. That's why when you see models, right? You see young LA fitness models, you see any of these companies, they're not sponsoring you unless you're blasting gear or absolutely shredded because they know that their clothes are going to look better and they're going to sell out because the athletes shirtless actually look good, right? So when they put on a shirt, of course it's going to look good. Simple shit. That's why I tell you guys I buy shit off Amazon, Temu. That's what I'm wearing 24/7. I'm wearing some shit off Amazon, Temu, or Target from Target or some shit like that. Right? I don't buy expensive stuff. And dudes who walk in the gym, yes, in the gym, they'll have a V-Lone jacket on, which listen, that's kind of interesting, obviously. Or they'll have some expensive ass hoodie on or some shit like that. It might be with their girl or something, and their girl's looking at me, and I got my $3 shirt on, right, with the hole in it. But the way I fit it, it's like, oh my gosh, like that shirt looks expensive. It looks, it just looks right. That's how it is. Like when you put on a tank top, right? This is the biggest test. Tank top is the biggest test. All right. When you put on a tank top and you're lean, the shit just hits. It just looks amazing. All right. It just looks amazing. And when it comes to inspiration, this is another thing I want to tell you guys. It's very similar to the whole dating game and shit like that. Like if a woman's not interested in you, she's just not. It's genuine. And if you don't inspire somebody, nothing you say is gonna inspire them. Like if you're trying to inspire people to get in shape and you're out of shape, no matter what you say, it's not going to work because you're out of shape, right? Versus somebody who's lean could say nothing and inspire people. You know what I mean? Like I got some friends, they post on social media, they never fucking talk. They just post their physique and they get hella deals, they inspire hella people. They get clients off that shit too because the physique does the talking. It shows the work that you fucking put in, right? You don't have to say anything. You don't have to say anything. If you see someone with a shredded back, what do you think? You see someone with a shoulder waist ratio, shredded abs. What do you think? They put the work in, and the only reason there's even hate on people hate on the shit in the first place is because they can't do this shit themselves. Like your body is the frame. Everything you put on is just decoration. All right, simple. Because in reality, we put clothes on, we take clothes off, blah blah blah. We always do that, right? But your body is your permanent outfit. All right, it is. It literally is. When you take care of yourself, you do what you need to do. Guess what? It's your permanent outfit. All right. You walk into a room. Let's just say let's just say, I'm not even gonna say shredded today. Let's say you're 15% body fat, 190, 6 foot. You walk into a room, you're gonna look different than everybody else. Because right now, not only are the gyms empty right now, but there's just Santa Claus bellies everywhere. All right, everywhere I look, there's a fucking Santa Claus belly. All right, simple shit. Like if Santa Claus bellies were like a crime, everybody like jails and prison would be overflowing because that's all I see. I see it everywhere. Every store, people driving in their cars and shit, just everywhere. Gas stations, you just see big ass bellies everywhere because people aren't locking in. So when you have that physique and you walk in the room, yeah, you're gonna stand out, and rightfully so. Same thing as if you post on a dating app. That's why I told you, best dating advice is just be lean and fucking exist. All right, and stop with all this other shit because you guys are out of shape and complaining about dating. Like the fact that you don't get banned from a dating app when you're out of shape, you're lucky. All right, you're lucky you're not banned. But don't expect results when you don't put any work into yourself and you have no respect for yourself. Period. Now, the thing that the body represents, like I said, it's silent communication. All right, it is. It's silent communication. I don't create the rules. All right, this is just how it works. When people look at you, yes, people judge you. Oh my gosh, that's just how life is. We live in an appearance-based society, but also no matter where you go, people are gonna see, if they see you and you're kind of fat, they're like, okay, they're struggling with food. Clearly, you're struggling with food or you're struggling with overeating. Okay, cool. That's a judgment that you can make. That's accurate. All right. It's literally accurate. I know a lot of people think losing weight is unethical and shit, or like being, overweight has everything to do with hormones. Nothing. No, it's what you're fucking eating and it's your lack of physical activity. 100% of the time. Well, 101% of the time. Because I don't, a lot of people are like, oh, 90% time, but I have no. Every time you're out of shape and you have a lot of excess fat, lack of activity, bad nutrition. Every single time. There's no other excuse unless you're wearing a fat suit. All right. Simple. That's the only other excuse. Now, before you talk, before you say a word, when someone sees a cold physique, guess what they think? Discipline, consistency, persistence, work ethic. They know it's there. They know all that shit's there. Self-respect at the highest, of course. But also because you've built this real self-respect with yourself, not just like, oh, I think I respect myself. Let me, or saying affirmations like, I love myself. I love myself. Like goofy ass affirmations, like affirmations without you putting in the work don't work. They're going to work if you put in the work. But a lot of you guys literally eat cookies after saying you're not going to eat cookies. A lot of you guys skip the gym. When you say you're not going to skip the gym, then you go in the mirror in the morning and you're like, I love myself. I'm doing great. I am the best version of myself. No, the fuck you're not. You can't even fucking keep a commitment to yourself, okay? So you need to make sure that you are actually following through with your commitments. Say you're not going to eat cookies and you're going to eat ground beef and you're going to eat your meal prep and you eat your meal prep. That's good. That's solid. You're locked in. That's good. You're going to have a different aura. Like you're going to walk around like you don't need approval from anybody. It's so hard to explain, but that's literally just how I move. Like I don't need approval for anybody. And that's why people a lot of the time start conversations with me because I'm just chilling. Like I tell you, like there's 100% rate in the elevator. If I get in the elevator, bro, especially if it's hot outside, I got a tank top on. Someone's gonna start talking because, like I said, last few times I got in the elevator, I got on there with a tank top on, about to go outside for a walk, and some ladies just telling me like, "Oh my God, you look so amazing! Like you work out every day, and this is that." Because the shoulder waist ratio is popping, but I'm also looking. I'm just like, "Hey, how you doing?" Not looking for approval. Like, and it's not nonchalant. It's not giving a fuck. It's just literally you do everything you say you're gonna do, so you don't have that void or lack of self-belief or lack of self-esteem. You're just like, okay, I do everything I said I'm gonna do, right? Like I'm doing everything I say I'm gonna do, whatever, right? But yeah, a lean physique is gonna really signal that you are able to be consistent, obviously, and you have control, which is rare. Discipline is fucking rare in today's society, bro. I told you guys we live in a consumerism society. So if someone sees something on TikTok, they buy that shit, right? They have no discipline. It's not in their budget. They still buy it. All right. Motherfuckers bought so much fast food, and they're like, dang, man, like, I still want Popeyes. They put Popeyes on buy now, pay later. You can laugh at that shit. That's what niggas is doing. Niggas is putting Popeyes on buy now, pay later. That's what they're doing. Period. But yeah, when you have a lean physique, it's gonna signal your standards, right? You obviously have higher standards than the average person. The average person is I'm gonna have to really look up this stat because it can't be 28 to 30 from what I've seen, bro. Like, because a lot of people don't understand body fat, and a lot of people underestimate body fat. But yeah, the average person is 28 to 30% body fat, which I think is higher because skinny people are skinny fat and they have a lot of body fat as well, right? But the thing is, like, a great physique is just proof of the work that no one saw, right? So when they see you, it's almost like they're applauding you for it because they've tried it before, obviously. Most people have tried to get a good physique and they can't. So they're usually applauding you for it by basically being like, giving you a compliment or something like that. Yeah, you'll get hate, of course, but it's a resume you never take off, right? It's a resume you never take off. Like, and in fitness specifically, like I told you guys, when I first started working in the gym, I was skinny as shit. No one respected me. Then I put on some size. Everyone was respecting me because, I put the work in, those days where I didn't want to eat. Cause I was bulking back in the day, but I was like fucking 8% body fat, probably, no muscle. But, I was putting on size, obviously. And I was lifting weights, and I was doing shit when I didn't want to do. I was eating when I didn't want to eat. I was at clinicals and I had to eat the food cold, but I still made it happen, that kind of thing. So once people saw me and I was training people, they're like, yeah, he put the work in. So that's where you get the respect from, right? Respect is not something you ask for. It's given. All right. Well, it's earned, actually. My bad. It's not something you ask for, though. You don't be like, hey, can you respect me more? No, 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 no. It's something that people are going to have for you or they're not going to have for you. All right. If someone doesn't have respect for you and you have respect for yourself, you leave that situation. All right. Simple. And that's why I tell you guys, all this stuff also filters into dating all the time because if you're dealing with a chick who doesn't have respect for you and you stay, she knows that you don't have respect for yourself. Because anyone who has respect for themselves, they leave situations when someone doesn't respect them. It's that simple. If a chick, listen, the way I do it is like, yeah, yeah. Listen, I'm quick to cut off a chick because life is too short to be with people who don't respect you. First of all right. But you don't need like the thing is you don't have to say as much when you're lean because your physique does the talking. It's just like the thing is as a let's just talk about dating for a little bit. But when you're lean and your physique is on point, let's say you got a good haircut and shit like that, man, like when a chick sees you, she's gonna be like, yeah, I don't see this a lot. And she's just gonna look at you like you're a piece of art. And she's gonna have very strong, genuine desire, right? But also she's gonna know how rare you are and your energy, because you have best believe you have a different energy spiritually, right? You have more control. You have a different aura when you have successfully put on muscle and gone through a lean phase and actually stuck to it because you have so much self-control, right? So she knows your seed is more valuable because you're probably seeming retaining, you know what I mean? You're definitely not watching any porn because you're doing what you need to do. And she knows your seed is valuable. So women are going to treat you differently. You are going to get different treatment. All right. It's gonna be way fucking better because, like I said, your body's a fit. And then whatever you wear, like I'll just buy the first black button down shirt I see, or olive green button down shirt I see for if I'm going on a date or something like that. I'll just grab the first one I fucking see, and guess what? They'll be like, "Oh my gosh, is that like Versace?" Or like, it just looks really good. Like, what brand is it? I'm like, I don't even fucking know. It's just some cheap shit. It's the cheapest shit I could find, right? But you just look good in it because, like I said, the body's the fit, right? But a lot of times in different situations. Like I said, I get inspired. Like I remember back to my homeboy during COVID, right? I remember I was always telling him, and I always tell the story because I mean he just hit me up the other day. He's doing his thing, man. I'm proud of him. But I remember he was fucking around, not doing what he needed to do, and I kept telling him what to do. And then COVID comes around, you know what I mean? I don't see him for 6 months. I kind of fall off because I was getting a little fat. That's when I was putting on some fat, and I was going through that breakup and shit, toxic relationship. So I seen him, and he was shredded to the fucking core, and like his physique just it literally just inspired me because I remember I'll never forget we're doing the workout. I'm like, he looks a little different, and his energy was just way more calm. His aura was just way different, and I'm just like, something's different about this dude, man. But he had like a big pump cover on, right? But he was super calm and patient, and like you could tell he had more confidence too. And then I just remember we go flex in the bathroom, and he I take out my shirt, I look way fatter. He's like, oh, you put on some size. He takes off his shirt, he looks absolutely shredded. completely different because obviously when you get lean, your body looks completely different. It looks like you have more muscle. But I remember that that shit inspired the fuck out of me. I was like, oh shit, I gotta lock the fuck in, bro. What am I doing, bro? Like he was shredded to the core, man. Like crazy, just oblique showing and shit, and just the aura was there, and it's like the physique just inspires. It does inspire. And then some dude walked in, he was like, because we're flexing in the bathroom. Some dude walks in like, what the fuck? That's insane, dude. It was crazy, man. And obviously this was before TikTok was like popping off and stuff. This was like this was before TikTok was popping off with a bunch of dudes on Reddit and shit like that. But it's it's just like that physique is proof. It's a proof that you need, man. It's your resume, like I said. Because people are giving advice without a shoulder waist ratio. I mean, you can't listen to it because it's like, okay, I'm not gonna do what they say. Like if someone eats pizza and they have a really big stomach, right? It's like, and they're telling you, hey man, you need to make sure that you're eating sweet potatoes and ground beef, and you're taking 2 rest days. I mean, you can't listen to them because they clearly, whatever they're saying clearly hasn't worked on themselves. You see what I'm saying? That's how we judge as humans. It just is what it is, literally. And by the way, fitness isn't complicated enough to, like, I know there's a lot of people with like that get these like certifications and all this other shit, and they look like they're out of shape or whatever, and they're complaining about like, why am I not getting clients? It's because you're not in shape yourself. You get in shape, right? You'll have the mindset needed, right? You'll have the aura needed, the mindset needed, the ability to overcome obstacles needed to guide clients through the same thing. That's what it's about. It's not about knowing the most information and being fat as shit. All right. Simple, simple, simple. And that's also why, like I told you, like I remember I had a doctor. I remember I asked the doctor about like, is steak and eggs bad? And they said, yeah, but this was a while ago. And then looking back, I'm like, that motherfucker was fat as shit. So I don't know why the fuck I was even listening to him, right? I'm not, if someone tells me not to eat steak and eggs and they're fat as shit, guess what? I'm gonna eat steak and eggs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All right, simple. But what I've noticed is, um, obviously, it's another one of those things because actions always speak louder than words, which is why a lot of you guys raising kids, you're telling your kids not to eat Cheetos, but you're eating Cheetos. Whatever you do, your kids are gonna copy because they see you doing it consistently, right? So a lot of you guys telling your kids not to eat Cheetos, cookies, candy, Welch's, and you're eating that, your kids are going to eat that. They're going to grow up eating that. That's what they're going to be used to because you're doing it. It's the same thing for fitness. You tell someone, hey man, you need to lock in, and you're locked in. They're going to be like, oh shit, okay, bet. Like, like I told y'all, man, I remember I see my homeboy in LA, and he really locked in for about a year, just consistent as hell. And I was like, okay, I need to lock in even more because he getting crazy shredded. Then I saw one of my boys from years and years ago. We used to work together, and he was like, "Dang, bro, you look insane. You look huge, man." Like he just got inspired by seeing the shoulder waist ratio, bro. Like he literally came up to me in the gym, and he's like, "Bro, you look insane. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, dude? You look bigger, man." Mind you, last time he seen me, I was 210 to 215. Last time he seen me, I was 210 to 215, which was like in 20. I think I saw him in 2018 last, and he saw me a month ago at 178, and he thought I was bigger because my shoulder waist ratio was looking crazy. But just looking at me, he got inspired and he started asking fucking questions and shit. He was like, yo, what do you do for this? What do you do for this? What do you do for that? And that's literally based off of physique. You can say whatever you want to. You can talk, you can try to inspire people, but your physique's gonna do the talking. Like I said, a lot of people were inspired by Alex Eubank's physique before he even fucking said a word. Right? Before he even said, hey, what's up? People were just like, dang, that's inspiring because they know the work he put in. Right now, obviously, he has good genetics and great insertions, but in general, just being at a lower body fat percentage is going to inspire people because they know the grit, the difficulty it took for you to actually get there, right? And yeah, man, it's like a lot of people also try to overcompensate. Is something I noticed. They try to overcompensate for not having self confidence, which is because they can't confide in themselves, they don't keep commitments to themselves. So they might be out of shape, right? Let's just say someone's out of shape. They're gonna try to overcompensate by acting, by talking loud or having, expensive shoes, expensive car, and be like, yeah, I got this much money coming in, and leading with money and shit like that because they're insecure. That's why you'll see a lot of times, and my friend say he deals with this all the time when if he goes out with his friends, he'll go to like a party or whatever, he'll just kind of stand in the corner or whatever, and all the bitches will go to him instead of all the dudes trying too hard, right? Because he doesn't have anything to prove because he's already in shape. He keeps commitments to himself, and mentally, he has self confidence. He just believes in himself, and people can sense that shit. They can sense your aura. It's some shit that you can't fake. You know what I mean? You can't fake your aura, man. You can't fake that shit. And when I worked in psych, it's another thing that I noticed, right? Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not trying to glaze or anything. Not trying to glaze myself, pause. But I was the realest nurse there because I used to talk to the clients like, hey man, you gonna take this fucking shit or not, bro? Listen, this shit'll fuck you up, man. This Haldol, it's gonna fuck you up. Like I just told them straight out, like this shit'll fuck you up. I can give you some Benadryl, but like, I mean, we got to give you something because you're acting up, bro. And they're like, fuck it, give me whatever. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever, right? And there was some of the psych patients that were like pretty calm or whatever. But they would be super mean to all the other nurses because the other nurses were trying to act fake and shit. And psych patients, cause they can sense that shit. You can sense energy and aura. You can sense when someone's being fake, when someone's trying to fake it or whatever. You know what I mean? Like the person who's in the great shape, right? They're always gonna have silent confidence, right? They're always gonna have silent confidence because it's like you're just walking around, you're chilling, and you're gonna be calm because, like I said, you're not trying to prove everything, right? And a lot of other people are gonna think you're arrogant because they know you're confident, because they know you can confide in yourself, even though you didn't say anything. Now, when you see someone who's in great shape, man, because we all got inspired by like Captain America, Superman, Spider-Man back in the day. Like we all got inspired by those movies before they said anything. In the ads, or whatever, they would just show the physique and we're like, whoa, that's crazy. We're inspired by that shit because in order to sculpt a physique, it takes a lot of fucking work and it's rare. It is rare. That's why I say like when I go somewhere, even if I go to LA, right? If I go to LA, but if I go out of the country, people are gonna think I'm like a celebrity or soccer player because that's the only people who are usually in shape. Like regular niggas don't walk around in shape. They just don't. All right, simple shape. But when people see you and you're in shape, they assume, especially in today's society, that you have competence, but you're a leader and you're confident. Like they're really gonna believe that shit. Like, yeah, he's a leader. Because first of all, you got to go against what's going on in society. You got to go against over consuming food, which is what everyone else is doing. You're not doing that clearly, which is why you look different from everybody else. It's like, it's not that deep, right? But another thing is we got a society with a lot of people in comment sections who act like they know everything. But listen, when summer comes around, right? Which is always summer in South Florida or like, Vietnam or Bangkok or wherever you are. It's always gonna be summer there. It's hot as shit. Or Arizona. It's always gonna be summer there. But when summer comes around for like New York and everywhere else, that's the real test. I always talk about real life. That's the real test. Like you take off your shirt, you're comfortable with tank top. That's the real test, right? A lot of you guys in the comments like, yeah, I'm shredded. I'm way more shredded than you, and I'm a billionaire. And I'm like, bro, is Jeff Bezos in my comments right now? Obviously not. And the only reason you guys say that is because you guys feel triggered when I'm like, yeah, man, like, a good physique, body is the fit, having a good physique is where all that stuff. You guys feel triggered and you're like, well, I have everything, but you don't. Like, it's time to look in the mirror and really lock in. A lot of you guys got to do that shit. You know what I mean? A lot of people try to fake it. You can't fake this shit long term. There's no shortcuts. You're not gonna take fucking I don't know what you guys do. Ozempic these days. You're not just gonna take Ozempic or whatever the fuck you guys be taking, right? You're just gonna lose hella muscle, right? You can talk about success. A lot of you guys talk shit in the comments and say stuff like, yeah, man, in 4 weeks I'll look leaner than you, and then never be heard from again because you tried the journey. You're like, damn, this shit's too hard, right? You can't Photoshop real life, guys. So when someone sees you in real life, you talked all that shit, right? And someone sees you in real life, they're like, God damn, nigga's fat as shit. Like, just imagine if y'all see me in real life and I'm fat as shit, bro. That shit would be fucking hilarious, bro. You just like, you see me in real life and you're like, yo, this dude Luther's always giving me advice and talking about being lean. He's 377 pounds. Like, just imagine that shit. You see what I'm saying? But no, for real, you can't Photoshop real life, which is why I'm always talking about that. Because in reality, man, like when you go out, when you come out here and your shoulder waist ratio just pops more than other people. I know you guys hear it a lot, but seriously, when you actually get to that point, because you guys are working, you guys are grinding, you guys are doing your thing. When you get to that point, shit is just different. Life is different, man. You're gonna get more opportunities. Back to the dating shit, bro. Listen, your exes is gonna spin the fucking block. I'll be honest with you. Your exes are gonna spin the block. And at first you're gonna be like, oh shoot, and you're gonna think about it, but then you're gonna get an influx of so many different chicks that you're gonna be like, you know what? I don't even need my exes because you're gonna have abundance. You're gonna find out what true abundance is, man. A lot of y'all never really seen true abundance when it comes to this shit. Like what I would consider true abundance is like you have no cap. I had I had I had this shit for a long period of time while I was like going viral on social media and shit, right? I remember I was like, okay, let me download some dating apps, right? This had to be like 2019, maybe 2021, somewhere. No, 2021, yeah. Let me download some dating apps. I had 30, 30 chicks in the IG DMs, right? And obviously, I was like 193. I was still lean though, shoulder waist ratio popping. You know what I mean? But I had probably 30 chicks in the IG DMs, my main page, 10 on the backup page. And then you guys don't know about TikTok DMs. You guys are behind, bro. You guys think that shit's been here for a minute. TikTok DMs at least 100, and then they follow me on Instagram. So then actually my hidden request was like 100 plus. Dating apps were like 99 plus on every app type shit. It was like that was like 200 real plays that and a lot of them were baddies, bro. Like 200 real plays. Like that's true abundance. That's what happens when you have that physique. Because if you currently, I'm out the game now, but if you currently are fit and you post your physique on a dating app, you now enter the top 1% of that dating app. Because a lot of fit dudes, they're either not looking or they're dating in real life, or they got a girl, or maybe they're not even they're so locked in on their journey they're not even focused on that right now. So if you're fit, you're cheating. You're literally cheating. If you're fit and you go on a dating app, that's cheating. That's not fair. Now, cause then yes, quality pictures are cool, but now you don't need as high quality pictures. Like I remember once I got in shape, man, I had so much confidence. I was like, man, fuck this shit. My dating app profile was like I had a photo shoot shirtless picture, so like two, and then just like selfies and shit. Man, listen, bro. I should have start charging. I should have charged chicks, bro. I would have been a billionaire, bro. I mean, I used to. Here's the drill. Let me tell you guys what the drill was. And by the way, before I got in shape, I was on those same dating apps. This is like in 2017. I was on those same dating apps, bro. Not even crickets wanted me, bro. Not even cricket. I thought they were gonna ban me. Like, hey, nobody wants you type shit. We're about to ban you. So once I got in shape, right, put on some size. I wasn't even fully lean yet. You know what I mean? I'm living with my brother. What we used to do, we used to play Call of Duty, and then I used to get booty calls, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. We used to play Call of Duty, and then some chicks used to be like, "Oh, slide over, come over, I want to see you," or literally, like it would be like new match, and she'd be like, "Hey, slide over right now." While I'm with that chick, there'd be like a fucking 100 new matches, bitches trying to slide through. And obviously, as a young horn dog idiot, I was actually doing that shit. But for those of you guys who don't have these dating opportunities and stuff, it's just because your body's not the fit, because you don't have your best body. Get your best body, bro. All right, simple. Now, social life, people will talk to you more. They'll approach you more. They'll be more open to listening to you as well, right? Because I mean, you carry yourself differently. Like I've noticed, usually, like you can see this by the way. Like out of shape people, their body language, which is 70-80% of communication, their body language is just very, very negative, closed off, and insecure. Like you can just tell. Like out of shape people, their head is down. Their head is down. They're always avoiding eye contact. And same thing for dudes who are skinny fat and gooning all the time. Like gooners, skinny fat people, fat dudes, people out of shape, people who insecure with how they look. They're always looking down and away, and their body language is really, really bad. Right now, when you're lean and confident, you walk through and you're like a breath, you're like a breath of fresh air, but you're like a positive ion in just a fucking with a bunch of electrons, right? Everyone's negative as hell, and you're just like this proton. You know what I mean? Just this positive energy, and everyone looks at you because you're standing upright. Your body language is just positive, right? That's really how it is. You know what I mean? So people are gonna, yeah, you're gonna get a lot of opportunities as far as friends, bro. The way I met my frat friend, he was the head of the biggest frat at UF. The way I met him, the way I met another frat friend, literally because literally just because of the physique, right? literally just because of physique. They just started a conversation with me. They're like, dude, arm looks huge, man. What do you do for this? Is that like literally? That's how it started. It's literally how it started. And yeah, man, like every opportunity I've got since it's social media. How do you think? How do you get like most of my opportunities with social media? Like, how do you think you get opportunities on social media, guys? Being in shape. Like, if you, a lot of you guys want to get sponsored. By the way, I think I'm sponsored by Bucked Up still. I don't know. I don't know how to log into my account. Just kidding. But no, I think I am sponsored by them. But the way I got the sponsor is because they're like, hey, man, got to build your social media up or whatever. So, fastest way to build your social media up and get a better physique. And then guess what? Social media grew and they sponsored me. Like, I had a lot of different companies from like Czech Republic, Romania, like send me free clothes and shit. So that was the period. There was like a 1 year period of time where I didn't buy any clothes or anything. And it was literally just because, you know, physique, right? And one thing that people don't realize is like I'm not saying that a good physique is everything. It doesn't replace success, but it multiplies it. That's what you guys have to realize. Like if you had two options when you're dating, like you downloaded, Tinder and you had two matches or some shit like that, get in the best shape, right? And it'll multiply. It'll multiply by at least two. All right, by at least two. All right, same thing for clients as an in-person trainer. If you're out of shape, it's like okay, you might have two clients, and then you get in shape. Now you might have 10. Now you might have 15. Shit like that, right? Your self-respect is also going to multiply, which I think is the biggest part of it, and it's really what flows into everything else. Because when you have more self-respect for yourself, it's there's no words. Like there's not enough words in the English language to put into perspective like how someone who respects themselves moves versus someone who doesn't respect themselves. It's just so different. It's literally in the aura. Like you can literally just see it, right? But another thing I wanted to say is for those of you guys who are, struggling in these certain areas or you struggle in small areas like this, I'm telling you, priority number one, right? If you want to level up, you don't know where to start. Cheapest thing to do, get lean. All right. You're gonna save money on food. Right. And you're going to add self-respect. So it's like it's a win-win situation, but so many people still aren't doing it that if you do it and you post, yes, you still go viral. Like it is the fastest way to grow your social media. And if you're someone who is like, I don't know what to do, I want to be a personal trainer, right? If you get lean, you get into great shape, you have a great transformation. There you go. You're gonna inspire people. People are gonna want to work with you easily. All right. However, like I said, there are no words you can say. You can make as many talking videos as you want, but if you're not in shape, right? People aren't gonna be like, I'm not getting their program. They're not in shape. They don't follow through. They don't follow through with this shit. Like when you really do this shit, people are gonna be able to notice, obviously, but people are gonna respect it more, and it's gonna give you more authentic, better results. Stay locked in.